finds itself at the centre of controversy over the whole routes issue.
Stranmillis Temperance Volunteers. This lodge was founded in 1912. Again, we can see there a reference to the Somme on the 1st of July 1916, 80 years ago this year.
That's right. There's a very important commemorative celebrations at Bealfast this year, and there's a tremendous interest in the whole history of that particular campaign in July of 1916, when the people of Northern Ireland sustained over 5,500 casualties in the first day. We're getting a little taste of traditional orange music there.
Is that a situation that has been changing over the years? Because some of the bands play orange tunes, others play hymn tunes, and then there are tunes played from television, popular music too.
That's really a matter of choice for the bands themselves. They decide their musical repertoire. But it really is quite wide in its scope, from traditional orange music right through to popular tunes, as you say, Walter.
We're just moving from district number 10 at this point to district number 1, and that illustrates that the rotating nature of the order of the procession.
The tradition has been that each district in turn takes it to lead the procession, so that once every decade a district gets the opportunity to lead this great procession here in Belfast.
Well, now, while the parade halts for a moment here in Bedford Street, we can take a look back to the scene earlier this morning before our live transmission began, as the head of the procession made its way through the city centre and approached our camera position. The head of the procession this year, the Chief Marshal, Harry Fletcher, the Deputy Chief Marshal, Samuel Devlin, and the officer in charge of the colour party, Dawson Bailey.
The procession is led by the Miller Memorial Band, and we're just getting a view there of David Trimble, the Unionist Party leader, who played such a pivotal role in the events over the last 5 or 6 days.
And of course he's a guest speaker today.
He is the guest speaker at the Edenderry demonstration. So he has left County Armagh, and he's accompanied in the procession. We can just see him there with the beard and the bowler hat, the new Grand Master of the Grand Orange Lodge of Scotland, Ian Wilson.
Now, the County Grand Lodge Colour Party carries the Harry Burge Memorial colours. Can you tell me, that incidentally I should say is the Queen's colour, the sword bearers, that's the Union Jack with Imperial Crown, the orange county flag and the purple county flag. The orange flag modelled on the original orange flag carried at the Boyne.
That's correct. Orange colours were carried at the Boyne, and they're represented in the flags of Belfast County this morning. One feature of the head of the procession of Belfast this morning is that there aren't actually very many overseas visitors in the local county procession.
David Fiddle again there, by the way, just passing us. You mentioned Ian Wilson, who was recently elected Grand Master of Scotland. There are other important Scottish visitors like Jack Ramsay, who's the Grand Secretary of Scotland, and a number of other guests from Glasgow and Central Scotland.
Well, that reminds us of these very, very close links between Orangeism in Ulster and Orangeism in Scotland. In fact, Orangeism in Scotland, in many respects, can be more progressive than Ulster Orangeism. This is seen, for example, in the way in which they have integrated the women's movement into the structures of Orangeism in Scotland, and it'll be interesting to see whether the Ulster Orange men do the same thing in the future.
Well, District number 5, Sandy Row District, and quite interesting that Sandy Row has been a main thoroughfare for some considerable time, 400 years, and the name in fact owes something to its origins, doesn't it?
That's right. The name was given because of the build-up of sand at the high tide mark due to the ebb and flow of the tide.
Now there's one of the women's lodges, and of course we're looking back to the head of the procession. We've already been commenting on the fact that there are more orange women in the parade this year.
That's correct.
This banner shows the Ulster Convention, which was signed in 1912. And the City Hall in the background of that banner actually was a 6-year-old City Hall. It had just been built in 1906.
We're just picking up on the edge of our screen there one of the bannerets that are carried. Some of the lodges that are few in number find it easier and less expensive to buy two standards, two flags, and the banneret, and of course they're much easier to manage than the much heavier and much more expensive orange banners.
Fellowship Temperance, again quite a considerable number of temperance lodges in the procession.
Well, the whole notion of temperance points back to this revival of Orangeism that was enjoyed in the 19th century, when at the same time the temperance movement was also very strong.
Again, for numerical reasons, presumably two lodges combined if they're low in numbers.
That happens sometimes, and it's actually demonstrated in the parade this morning, where there are lodges that have combined because the numbers are small.
More visitors. This time we've mentioned Glasgow several times.